Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Breakfast with Ben. It is a little bit of a rainy Monday right now, and that is, to be expected, honestly, every once in a while. At least it's not dragonflies down at the beach, right? It was a crazy weekend, obviously. Musquamaket went a little bit viral for the dragonfly migration that happened at the beach this past Saturday. Dragonflies are gone, as far as I know, which is fantastic news. And we had a lot of stuff that happened this weekend. First and foremost, say thank you to our sponsor, Breakfast with Ben, the Musquamaket Sandwich Company. We love them. They are available. They are open and available 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. every single day. The Musquamaket Sandwich Company. So go check them out. I also would like to take a second to just talk about, first of all, my guest today in a little bit will be Allie Woodard, who is a wonderful photographer and, spoiler alert, also one of my best friends. She's a wonderful photographer in the area. She's been doing it for well over 5 years. And is just absolutely phenomenal at what she does. So we're going to talk to her a little bit about what she's up to and her story. So this past weekend, we had a busy one. We had the Stand Up for Animals Bark BQ on Saturday, which we were lucky enough to attend. That was a fantastic event over at the Masons Lodge at 20 Elm Street. We had a fantastic time. Lisa, our fearless 321 camera operator, was down there. We saw DJ Gadget, who was DJing for the event. I got to sit down for a few with Karen Mitchell from Stand Up for Animals, the president of Stand Up for Animals, and it was a lot of fun. That was their first annual Bark BQ. And it was a huge success. So that is fantastic. And then yesterday on Sunday, we were at Wireless Zone for the backpack giveaway event at 224 Post Road in Dunn's Corners. And if you've never been to one of these backpack giveaway events, I can't stress how fun it was. There were three bouncy house situations going on that I counted from where I was at our DJ booth. There was an inflatable rock climbing Mount Everest that looked so much fun, and from the road while you were passing it on Route 1, it was like, how could you not pull in and take a look at that? It was wonderful. Patrick Lynch and his team over at Wireless Zone, they gave out over 200 backpacks to local kids, backpacks and school supplies, absolutely 100% for free, which is just fantastic and exactly what you would expect from an event like that. There was free food by Vittoria's and Evie's. I gave out a bunch of gift certificates for free apps and free dessert, free app or free dessert from Evie's, which was very, very nice of them to donate that to some people. We gave out coloring books. I was there next to Greg from All About Westerly. He was there as well, and he was a lot of fun to be around that day. It was really just an absolute blast. Also, ironically, with our two events that we did this weekend, Patrick from Wireless Zone also gave a big donation early in the day to Stand Up for Animals. So kind of a full circle moment there for the weekend with Stand Up for Animals and Wireless Zone. Obviously, a lot of people have been talking about the dragonfly infestation. It was a migration. It was quick moving. They came in. It was a lot. It was intense, and then it was done. But the dragonflies came through Musquamaket this weekend, and that sort of went viral on TikTok and across social media and became a big thing, which was a lot of fun. Tomorrow on the show, we're going to be talking to Grace Lund from the Ocean Community Chamber of Commerce about River Glow, which is coming up this weekend. And I can't wait to hear all about that. The Charlestown Seafood Festival is also coming up this weekend. That's something great to look forward to. The Knickerbocker All-Stars on August 10th, the Nick All-Stars will be playing at the Nick, which should be a blast. Last summer, they did the big Nick 90th celebration, which sold out. So get your tickets now for the Knickerbocker All-Stars. And that should be a lot of fun on August 10th. It's always a lot of fun. And if you really want to go see, what the Nick was like back in the day, then there's no better group to go see than the Knickerbocker All-Stars. That's this week. We just had Youth on the Mic, obviously from the United Theaters music school. It's no longer the Rhode Island Philharmonic, the United Music School, or the music school at the United. That was wonderful yesterday, as it always is. This Wednesday, July 31st, and in the tap room will be Local Honey Acoustic. So that should be a lot of fun. They are a duo that just I saw them at the tap room. It's fantastic. Peter Laffin will be there Thursday, August 1st. Never seen Peter, but I've heard a lot of great things. Jeff Pitchell and Texas Flood will be on the main stage on August 2nd, which is this coming Friday. High energy rhythm and blues, rock, soul, and funk. You can get your tickets at nickmusic.com/events. The Chris Lee Band will be there Saturday, August 3rd. Shows are at 8 o'clock. Doors open at 7. And Olivia Charlotte will be there in the tap room on Sunday. Let's take a look now at what's going on at the United Theater. Twisters and Deadpool and Wolverine are both in theaters right now, which should be a lot of fun. I've heard great things. I had the post-credit scene spoiled for me for Deadpool and Wolverine. Not that I'm a huge Marvel Comics guy to begin with, but it was the post-credit scene is enough to go see that movie, honestly, I think. And then tonight, Juliet Graham's author talk of the Lost Boy of Santa Chionia. So that should be fun. That's presented by Bank Square Books in Mystic. So that on a rainy Monday, that's definitely something to see. Tomorrow night, the film Thelma, when a 93-year-old Thelma Post gets duped by a phone scammer pretending to be her grandson. She sets out on a treacherous quest across the country to reclaim what was taken from her. My mom had a twin named Thelma that I never met, and it's funny. This woman looks like she could be my mom's twin, so that's fun. But Deadpool and Wolverine will be obviously in theaters all week. Thelma starts tomorrow. Game night for July is on Wednesday, so go check that out if you haven't checked out a game night at the United Theater. Friday night, Ghostlight debuts at the theater. And M. Ward will return to the United Stage on August 3rd, presented by Westerly Sound. And now let's take a look at what's happening at the drive-in movie theater. Obviously, tomorrow night, the Classic Cars, every single Tuesday, Classic Car Night, 5:30, Classic Car Cruise Night, brought to you by Gaetano's 102.3 The Wolf and Riverhead Building Supply. Then on Thursday, August 1st, we have Mystic Dead live in concert at the Caswell, at the Mesquamakia Drive-In Movie Theater. On Thursday, we have E.T. On Saturday, we have Customer Appreciation Night, $5 per car. The movie Meatballs, the 1979 Bill Murray classic Meatballs, with special guest actress Christine DeBelle, who will be a guest on the show later this week as well. Christine DeBelle, wonderful actor. And then on Sunday, guess what's at the Drive-In Movie Theater? If I give you 3 guesses, I think you're only going to need 1. It's Jaws. So go check that out. And then finally, Tunes on the Dunes tonight. Let's see who's playing. Okay, well that's the 26th, so that was Thursday. Where is the here it is. Should be easier to find this, honestly. Take It to the Bridge is tonight. So Take It to the Bridge, big party band. They play a lot of wonderful venues around Rhode Island. They are 7 or 8 piece, something like that. They have horns. You're gonna love it. Take It to the Bridge is just full of energy. So that should be absolutely fantastic. And then on Wednesday, July 31st, Al Copley Quintet is playing, and Al Copley is being inducted into the Rhode Island Music Hall of Fame this Wednesday. So make sure that you check that out. All right, that is everything that I had to talk about before the show started. So I'm going to play a quick commercial, and we will be right back with Allie Woodard from Allie Woodard Photo.
What's going on, Westerly? It's Patrick down here at the Wireless Zone at Dunn's Corners, Verizon authorized retailer. And right now is the best time to come on in and get a brand new phone. We are offering our hottest new 5G phones, the iPhone 15, the S24 Pixel 8 for free with a trade-in. And the best part is 5G is finally coming down here to Westerly and the surrounding areas. So make sure you're on the best network and get it for free when you're on the right plan. Come see us at 224 Post Road.
Hey everybody, welcome back. And today my guest on the show is one of my best friends in the whole world and a terrific photographer. Allie, I hope you can hear me right now.
I can hear you.
Okay, because you're being deathly silent on the other end. Couldn't even get you to.
How was I supposed to? What was I supposed to say?
I don't know.
Hello.
I don't. Hello, hi Ben. Oh, thank you. You are one of my best friends.
You were going on a thing. I wasn't going to interrupt you.
Listen.
I don't know how these things work.
Guys, expect a different energy from today's show. Allie, how you doing?
I'm good.
So tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
What a question. I'm Allie. I take photos. Drink a lot of coffee.
You do?
I do. That's what I have my coffee.
Cheers. Cheers.
I thought I was like, am I supposed to make myself breakfast and then eat it while I'm talking to Ben?
No.
But then I was like, that doesn't sound like would be practical.
No, it's just breakfast with Ben is just alliteration and the time
everyone can listen while they're eating breakfast. Sure. I mean, I understand. I do.
Yeah.
I get it. Anyway. So,
should I change the name?
No,
Wake Up.
I think it's
Wake Up Westerly. There you go. I got tons of them.
They just roll right off the tongue.
Mesquamaket mornings. No. Anyway, it doesn't have to be alliterative. So yes, you are a coffee lover. And you've been doing photography professionally now for over 5 years. You spent a lot of time and still do all of the social media work photo wise for Sandy's in Westerly.
Yeah, that's kind of like, that was kind of like one of my main ways that I began to, I don't know, like really do photos, because I had been using the camera because you had given it to me, right? I don't know. I think you did. And you were like, here, you should do this thing. And I was like, okay, sure. And then I started learning about it and I was doing a lot of research and I was like, okay, like messing around. And also having a kid is like the easiest way to like learn how to do photography because everyone wants pictures like of their child,
Mhm.
of their own child. And it's like an easy subject to work with and they move around a lot and they like don't sit still and it's like great practice. So I started kind of messing around at home and then at Sandy's I looked and their website was like super outdated and I was like, hey, like could I just take a few pictures at the store and that'd be cool for me and I just want to do that. And they were like, yeah, that's totally fine. Also, do you want to just start taking pictures of the sandwiches every day and posting specials? And then it just became like their social media page. And I kind of just started that. And I mean, I think fairly, it's gone fairly well, but it was great that I got to like have my camera in my hand at my job and just get paid for it and learn. And like, I had to get creative. I was taking a picture of a sandwich every day. So it was cool. So that really like helped me having a camera in my hand every day was super beneficial.
Um, in the beginning, the first year or so that you were doing that, I don't know, could you just hear the cat in the background? No? Okay, good. Um, the first year or so that you were doing it and taking the photos, you would send us the photos every day. Like, hey, look at what I did on this sandwich. Do you think that this is great? And
Yeah.
I would say this is how I know that the social media works at Sandy's. Because you sending me that photo probably increased the Sandy sandwiches that I ate that first year by 200%. Not that and I've always loved Sandy's, right? Like one of the best sandwiches in the state. One of the best sandwiches that I've ever had. But man, they're so good and the photos were beautiful and enticing and you like, so you really found a knack for food photography in that way while you were developing and honing your skills at um, portrait photos, family photos, events, all of those things. And now, you've done a little bit of everything. So it's really nice to see. Paul is watching. He says, "I kind of want Sandy's
Ooh,
now." What's everyone's favorite? What's your favorite Sandy sandwich?
that's tough. Um, hmm. Often I go for the Block Island, which is smoked turkey and Swiss red onion honey mustard on rye, I think. And I like to add banana peppers.
Okay.
And then also the Westerly is just classic. I don't know, they're all good. And
Oh, I
specials,
forgot about the Westerly. The Westerly is
summer
great.
tomato is obviously the
Summer
best.
tomato is one of my favorite. The
Like,
Thanksgiving is great. More so in the fall
yeah,
or
they
winter.
don't even do that one right
But
now.
the I've always really liked the Westerly is just a classic. I've always really liked the Weekapog,
The
which
peppermill
is
turkey.
peppermill turkey and garlic mayo.
The pawcatuck, I think, is a roast beef one,
Yeah,
I
and
believe.
the Matunic is basically the same thing but with ham.
But ham, it's like rosemary ham, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are all awesome. I'm a big Pawcatuck guy, roast beef and
Oh yeah, that one's
horseradish.
good. I love roast beef and horseradish. And also Sandy's roast beef has always been really good. It's always been more on like the rarer side. Um, I always really liked their roast beef.
Uh, the prepared food also. This has just become a Jim and M. If you want to sponsor the show, this has just become a
Listen,
commercial for Sandy's.
I have spent more of my life involved with Sandy's than I have with it not being involved in my life. So
I
I'm
know,
kind
and
of
I
like,
love the joke that you always have left Sandy's and then come back some. You started in high school
yes,
and then you quit for whatever reason, right? You
yep,
leave the job
yep,
like many people do, and then you find yourself coming back into higher position,
I
and
come back, I'm a little
yeah,
bit higher
you're a
up,
little
and then do it again.
yeah.
Well, and it was always like I left because of another job. I mean, I was working at 84, and what is
Leanne,
that?
Leanne, listen, we love the Misquamicut Sandwich Company, okay? And I want you to go to the Misquamicut Sandwich Company. I don't know that the Misquamicut Sandwich Company is even open today with all of the rain, but I'll call and ask. Um. Anyway,
Yeah, I mean, I have always kept a spot in my heart for Sandy's, obviously, and they're the like reason that I was able to leave a full-time job and work for myself was because they like allowed me that space at that job to further my skills.
absolutely.
So
Um.
anyway,
Yeah, and we love them. Since Leanne brought up Misquamicut Sandwich Company, and they are the official sponsor of Breakfast with Ben for the summer. The first time every time I think of Misquamicut Sandwich Company, I think of you, Allie. Because the first time I ever went or knew about Misquamicut Sandwich Company was from you. And it was like almost 10 years ago to the day. And I know this because we went right before a trip that we took to New York City. And I just shared a memory with you and Dave about our trip to New York City. So, not that we haven't taken many of those, but so it was like 10 years ago and a week was the first time that I went to Misquamicut Sandwich Company. Um, and it's been a favorite ever since. Um, what is remember last year when we started the breakfast sandwich thing? And I got a breakfast. Did I bring home? Was it Misquamicut Sandwich Company that I brought home breakfast sandwiches for everybody?
I don't remember.
Okay, the chicken Caesar wrap. Yes, this isn't a sandwich show. If it was, it would be called Lunch with Ben. But the breakfast sandwich at Misquamicut Sandwich Company was insane. Have you ever had their cinnamon roll?
I don't think so.
Because I know you love a good sweet treat.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay, you got to go to Misquamicut Sandwich Company and their house-made cinnamon roll. Phenomenal. Also, you can get breakfast or lunch all day, 8 to 3. Okay. Let's talk photos. Do you have you obviously you're a fantastic food photographer, portraits, events, branding, all of that stuff. Do you have a favorite thing that you do?
No. I don't know. No, I don't. And like, I feel like that's like taboo. Like, everyone's got to have like a niche. And I don't think that, like, I don't know, because I like what I like about it is like the experience versus like the subject I'm photographing.
Mhm.
So, like, whether that's like food, but the experience around it or like whatever's tied to it is like meaningful, or it could be like a family that like I don't know. It's not really about the subject, I guess. So I don't know if that's a fair answer.
Okay. That's
Does that make sense?
it does. It does. Yeah. And I've been a big believer in I don't care about the niche. Like I everybody tells you to niche down and stuff, and I'm like,
Yeah,
throw as much stuff against the
I
wall as
kind
you
of like,
like. Who
but
can
like
do
I
what
like
makes
to
you happy?
focus, but rather than like focusing on like family photography or whatever, I'm like, my focus, for me, I've been like, okay, like what, no matter what the project is, like how can I like connect to it or connect with the person to work. I don't know. I just want like the experience. I feel like the experience of having your photo taken can be really stressful or feel like a chore or a to do or something that you have to do. And it's also a luxury. Like, no, you don't just, it's a luxury service. Not everyone can afford to just get photos done whenever they want. Um, so like providing an experience based around that so that it doesn't feel like it's supposed to be just something to check off or just to say you did it or like take the photos because if you don't, which I agree with, but I don't want it to feel like a thing that's forced. So like I want to like
Absolutely.
that's where I like try to focus instead of like what kind of photos. Though I don't know, I do love like working with families and kids and I like food and things that don't move. I don't know.
Speaking of working with families and kids, we have a comment from Leanne. She took my all-time favorite pictures of my children. Also, I want to point out that Allie volunteered during COVID to take photos of every child in the preschool with their families as a private graduation. Truly amazing. And the
It
best
was so
pictures
sad.
of some of our families who have children that can be challenging to capture.
It was such a bummer for the kids like to not have like a preschool graduation. It was like, oh, you guys were virtual. Good luck. Bye. Which I knew
Mhm.
they were doing like a little like private thing. And we lived next door, so I was like, yo, please let me come take photos of these kids so like they have something.
Yeah. And I don't want to get into the details of the story, but the universe sort of shined on you in that moment as well.
Yeah.
And
That's
really
yeah, I
provided
mean, it
something that
really
was a huge, but to say life changing. That experience was life changing in a very specific way that was really memorable. Obviously,
yeah. It's like one of those like situations where it's like, oh, there's a good karma there. Like, oh, I that's there's a reason I did that. Also
yeah,
to give a gift to these families, but like, oh, I got like, thanks for the kickback on that decision.
yes, yes, absolutely. Um, you recently traveled to upstate New York to visit um your best friend. I'm gonna say one of your best friends, but your best friend. Uh, Tell me about that experience because it was the first time in like over a decade that you've gone away and like not worried
It's
about
like
all of that stuff.
real, real vacation, I would say. Like Dave and I have gone away for a couple, I think 2 nights max in the last, did we go in New York for three? I don't think. But anyway, it's been usually like a long weekend is
Yeah.
the most, and that's fine. And I haven't traveled alone, which I was just like thinking recently, like I used to travel alone all the time when I was younger. I traveled to New York City when I was in high school by myself all the time. I traveled to Tennessee by myself more than once and with a friend, like when I was like 15. Anyway, so my best friend lives in Rochester, and I don't know, a few 6 months ago or so, we were talking, and I realized the last time I had visited her was when she was in college, like 14 years ago, and felt like to me there was like a layer of my friend that I didn't know because I like when she comes to visit, it's coming back home and she has her family and she has her to-do list, but like at her in her world, like what does she do? Like what's her community like? What is her apartment like? Like I don't know, it's super super important. So also I get to like leave my area and see new things. So it was really fun because it provided a lot of like creative photo opportunities, which I never really do for myself. And I've been trying to find like this. I feel like personally, I felt creatively unfulfilled, I think,
Hmm.
um, as far as like a passion project or something. But right before going to upstate New York, I also went to New York City and did some work, which I did get paid for, but it was also like it filled me in a way that like hasn't. So while I was in Rochester, we went to a public market, which was like this huge, like Ben, it was like the size of like the Washington County Fairgrounds. And there was just all these vendors and beautiful vegetables and products and things that people were selling. And I ate this amazing pastrami sandwich at 10 a.m. and it was like the best thing ever. Um, but there was a lot of good photo opportunities there. We went to Pride. It was my first Pride event. And it was wonderful and got to take some portraits of some people around Pride. My friend is heavily involved in salsa dancing community there, which was awesome. But there was like a beach bonfire salsa night on the beach. So I just showed up with my camera and took photos of all of them, and it was just super fun. And I also got to do a photo shoot with my friend in her space in her home that she's like created for herself. And I don't know, it was just really lovely to photograph in a way that was just for me and them, but for me, for
Yeah.
fun.
And they are some of the most beautiful photos that I think that you've taken. Um it was really nice to see that trip through your eyes and just those personal photos. Um I want to go back for a second because you just talked about traveling to Tennessee alone when you were 15. I also traveled to Tennessee when I was 15 with several members of my family. My question is this: you have an almost 10-year-old. Can you imagine letting
No,
Braden go
no,
to Tennessee by himself in
dude.
5 years?
I was babysitting at age 10, and like Braden, like, no offense, Braden, like you're great, but like the capability level of when I was 10, I was taking care of other children. Braden is working on taking care of himself, and that's fine. He's young, like it's fine. But like I got roped into a babysitting job and was like, oh, I guess I am adult like now. I guess I'll travel to Tennessee. Like I don't know.
To be
I
fair, I would
thank
trust
you to
it.
my parents for trusting me, but and
Yeah,
I was a
trustworthy. Yeah,
responsible child, but
yeah. To be
um
fair, I would trust Braden with another child more than I would trust him with himself. He's
fair
great
enough.
with kids. He's great
I
with little
agree.
kids.
He is. He really is. He
As
wants
I
to be a
told you
babysitter.
yesterday.
Yeah, he
Um,
wants to. But anyway.
yeah. Anyway, so what? You're gonna be doing some photos soon for a wedding for one of our closest friends, which is really nice. What else is on the horizon for you right now that you're excited about?
Well, I mean, I just did one thing that I'm very excited about, which was with my sister, which was like the coolest.
Do you want, can you share any details
Yeah,
about that? Okay,
I don't, yeah, I mean, they're showcasing it.
cool.
So my sister used to work at, my sister works as a pastry chef in New York City, and she worked as the kitchen manager, head person at the Donut Project, which was located in Manhattan. And they were very well known um, by New Yorkers. And they recently closed their shop, I believe, permanently, but I believe it was in February. And so, because of the response of it being closed and their recipes had been such like locked down uh, secrets, they decided to write a cookbook, which my sister was is the author. She transcribed all of the recipes that they have to like be home cookable.
Yeah, home cook friendly. What do you do when you
Yeah, there
don't
we
have
go.
an industrial size oven? And
Yeah, like you're
yeah,
not making a five
uh,
pound thing of dough. You might need
yes,
like so
proofer.
yeah, so they have tons of photos of the finished donuts over the years. Their marketing, they would have photographers come in and stuff, but they hired me to come in and do the photos for the cookbook that were like the processes and techniques and the instructional stuff. So that was super cool because it was like my sister's passion and my passion getting to like collaborate together in a way that we've never been able to before, in like a tangible thing. Like this will be a tangible item that we can like see. Um, so that sounds really cool. I was very excited about that. It was also really cool for me to like see my sister in her space and her element and working and like I was just like, "Oh, okay. Like you go." Cuz like we we used a kitchen space and it was like we were on our own timeline, but you know, things move quick and she was managing like a million things at once and I was just like, "Wow, this is special." It was so cool.
Speaking of traveling, I know that you are scheduled to go to the other side of the country to the other coast later this year. Are you going to be bringing your? That's for a personal event, but are you going to be bringing your camera with you to document that the way that you did in Rochester?
Well, I mean, I have to. Like, I've never been west that far. Like, that's like
What is the furthest you've gone west?
Kansas or Texas, depending on which one.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
So
I
like, I mean, I've always wanted to see like the other coast or even like the Midwest, but like, I'm grateful that something came up that is forcing me to go because yeah, I want to see something different and that'll be fun.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited for honestly, just selfishly, I want you to take photos of Dave in California because I'm not going to believe it until I see it. Um what all right. I've put you on the spot many, many times. Okay. With when it comes to this sort of thing, but we're a westerly based show, westerly Cheraho based show. By the way, speaking of, 321 Cheraho kicking off at the end of next month, when the school seasons start again. Um, you are a westerly graduate, but you somehow, I believe, are the only person ever to be in a Cheraho High School theater production as a westerly student.
So
And
Cheraho never allowed other kids from other
no,
districts.
no,
I just
just
weaseled
just
my way in.
just you, just
Everyone thought
you.
I went to Cheraho. They'd be like, "Oh, do you remember this teacher from Cheraho?" And I'm like, "I didn't go
I
there."
didn't go to Cheraho. All my friends are from Cheraho. So so I'm gonna ask you some favorites, okay? And I want you to tell me favorite sandwich in the Westerly Cheraho. We'll go all the way to Mystic area.
I'm gonna have to say Sandy's.
What a homer answer! Wow. Listen, I
Well,
get it.
sorry.
Listen, I get it. Okay. Favorite breakfast sandwich or favorite place to go for breakfast? It doesn't have to be a sandwich. Favorite place to go for breakfast?
Ooh, well, a favorite quick breakfast sandwich. I really love Fresh Cup.
Yep.
Um, and then breakfast, cooked goose.
Ooh, nice. I know the cooked goose is one of the most popular answers, but I feel like we don't get it a lot on the show.
I love cooked goose.
Cooked goose is a fantastic
Their
answer.
tartine.
Paul says I miss brick oven.
Mm.
Yeah. Uh, that's a great answer. Best burger in town.
Ah, I do love B&B.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of breakfast, by the way, we have to go to Surf for brunch still.
Ooh, yes, I would
You
love to.
haven't been yet, right?
Is it just the weekends?
It's Saturday and Sunday 12 to 4, so it's a late brunch.
Oh, I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sunday. On a Sunday, let's go.
Let's do it.
Because Braden won't eat it.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I always want to go to breakfast. I'm like, let's go to breakfast because we're up. And he's like, no, I don't. I'm like, oh, fine.
Remember when he was
I love
young and he would just
breakfast.
eat stuff?
Mm.
We used to go to breakfast with him all the time. Anyway, okay. Favorite date night place for you and Dave?
Dinner.
Yeah.
Westerly Cheraho, not Mystic. No, we're not in Connecticut. Okay.
You can go to Mystic, yeah.
Well, I have multiple. Mystic
Okay.
would be like S&P, and
Yep.
then here is like late afternoon. We really like going to Cinder.
Okay.
Also the cafe is like just one of my favorites ever. That's those are all my like hits. High Hope. I really like High Hope.
High Hope is great. I got to spend some time with Chef Ned last month. That was awesome.
Yep.
What's your favorite place down by the beach? I don't care. It can be Musquamacut. It can be Watch Hill to Quaney. I don't care. Where do you love going down by the beach?
For food?
For anything.
I don't really go down to the beach that much. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Allie, come
I know it's like a beach show. I'm sorry, but like
It's not a beach show.
speaking my
The
truth.
waves,
Everything is beach based with you, Ben. Okay.
listen, these waves will be replaced by something else in the fall. Okay. It's
Well,
not a beach based show.
also we're a beach town, but
We are a
also
beach town.
while in Rochester, I talked to two separate people that were like, "Oh, I was at Misquamicut
Yeah.
recently," and I was like, "Oh, of course."
Yeah.
Oh no, actually, one was in New York City and one was in Rochester. Either way, it doesn't matter.
Misquamicket's huge in the New York, Massachusetts,
Yep.
Connecticut regions.
But I gave a girl in Rochester, she owned this little boutique, and we were talking, and she said next summer she's planning a trip down to Rhode Island with her friend. So I gave her a lot of recommendations, and they were all like the Misquamicut Watch Hill area. So
Nice. Uh 10 sandwiches.
I 10 sandwiches. And also I have only been like once or twice, but I think I've only been once. But the Olympia Tea Room was wonderful when I went.
Nice. Um the You go to the Windjammer all the time with your
Oh my God,
parents.
you're right. I do.
I just normally I can't, hold on. Normally I can't call a guest out on an answer that they like
Yeah,
didn't
I do
answer,
go to the Windjammer. My dad
but
loves going to the Windjammer. I
I
forgot.
know Allie so well. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
on a
go to the
sunny day
Windjammer
that's not
like
busy,
every
my
other
dad will
week.
be like in the middle of the day, like, we gotta go. We gotta go to the Windjammer. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right.
Doug thinks I'm retired. He's like, you make your own schedule. It's noon. You can have a drink. It's nice out. And I'm like, right, but like I have a kid that I have to like take care of later. Like, when am I gonna do my work? I'm not working at midnight. I don't do that. I don't work at night.
That's great. How do you find being your own boss and
Whew.
setting your own schedule and balancing that stuff and getting yourself to do things?
I don't love it. I am a really good like if I'm handed a list of things to do, I'm very good at prioritizing them and getting them done when I have to be like accountable to someone else. Um, so, and that was just always the way I have worked. I've always worked for someone else up until the last like 4 years. So it's interesting trying to prioritize and me come up with the tasks I need to do. So I do okay, I guess. I mean, when Braden's in school, it's a lot easier. Summer is hard to balance the work being maybe a little bit more in the warm months, but also like wanting to spend time with him and quality time with him. And summer is about like, that spending time with him and doing things, but it's hard to like, yeah, I don't know. It's tough.
Listen, you can do what I did for all of those years and just let Brandon crawl all over you during. I'm kidding.
He's
Don't
not a
do that.
toddler. That's not how that
I,
works.
he
So
was
nope.
he was very young. It's crazy how long it's been since we're in the fifth year of like the virtual aspect of everything now from the pandemic. Like that's insane how he was like a literal toddler basically
Mm.
to now like a tween. Um that's insane. But anyway, you one thing that you don't like to share with very many people, unfortunately, is that you have a lovely voice.
Oh, thanks.
But you don't use it very often.
Well,
How can I talk you into and put pressure on you to sing more?
it's
And
not
where
me.
are you excited about?
Just saying. I can't. Okay, I don't play an instrument. I can't just sing. It doesn't work that way.
You
I need
play
some
the
support.
flute.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. The most
Whew,
useful,
uh,
impractical. Lizzo does great. She's great with it. Leave it to Lizzo and Jethro Tull. But the flute was one of the most impractical instruments I could have picked. It's very beautiful. I've always wanted to just play the one flute part in "You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown," but that's usually a multi-instrumentalist.
Yep.
Instrumentalist. Wow, nailed it.
Yeah.
Also, like the only other times I've been like, wow, look at that person playing the flute is Company and Sweetie Todd when they were on Broadway and they were playing their instruments on stage.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's like, unless you're in an orchestra or a symphony or Twisted Pine, she's great.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yep.
But very specific. Not me. Not me.
Um,
Could have
favorite
really been a little better on the choice there.
Listen, when I was in 5th grade, my sister had just passed away in a car accident and she played the flute in high school. And I was like, Mom and Dad, you spent $500 on this instrument. I'm going to do what Beverly did. I'm going to play the flute. And I went to band for one day in 5th grade. And I don't like this. I'm not doing this. And so I quit. But they wouldn't let me quit band in 5th grade. But I refused to play the flute. So I had to stand next to, and my parents were not going to buy me a different instrument. So for an entire year of band in 5th grade, I had to stand next to the percussion and clap the rhythm that they were doing.
What a waste of everyone's time.
What a waste of everyone's time.
They
So,
really should have just let you skip out on that.
oh my God, they should have let me go
that's
to
a poor
chorus.
decision.
That was, yeah.
Seriously.
Uh,
Braden's gonna play. Braden wants to join band. He can join in 4th grade, so he wants to play the saxophone.
Ooh, I like
He
that.
wanted to play flute, and then he was like thinking about sax, and he ended up saying like, well, because also like if you have a basic understanding of these instruments, like I could get by on clarinet and saxophone when I was in band. So I was like, dude, if you learn the saxophone, I have a flute. I'll just like you can transfer the knowledge,
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm excited about that. Let's go.
Favorite music venue in town to go watch?
I love the Nick Tap Room. So cute and cozy.
Definitely. You've done photo shoots at the Nick Tap Room as well for like
I did. I did
engagement
an
photos.
engagement. Yeah, that was fun.
Um, your like. There's so many things that you and I could talk about, but one thing that I want to ask is you haven't sang in a long time, and I miss it, and I miss our live streams that we used to do on Friday nights where you and Dave would sing. And I wish that we could incorporate that in 3, 2, 1 so that I could make Dave do it and be like, "It's your job, man." Um,
This
but
is in your scope of work.
yeah, but he will be performing publicly, privately, but at an
but in
event
front of people.
in front of people for the first time in 4 years. How
Well,
excited!
no, he had the Hall of Fame.
He did have the Hall of Fame moment.
That counts.
It does count. He didn't play guitar.
It's not a full set.
Yeah, it wasn't a full set, and he didn't play guitar,
did
but
perform.
he did perform. You are right. You are right. But he's going to be doing a cocktail hour for our friend. And how excited are you?
And I get to photograph him.
How excited are you for that? And I get to film it. How excited are you for that?
I don't know if I'm actually going to hear it, to be honest.
I thought you were going to photograph it.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
that's not those details are not up to me. I'm second shooting, so like,
right.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Hopefully, I'll see him, but I'll at least see him for a little bit there. I'm so excited. I'm gonna tell him to save all the songs that I like for when I'm there. I'm just kidding.
I'll try to.
Like, this is my only opportunity to hear these.
I know, right?
No, hopefully he'll be practicing them this week.
Yeah, he should be. And finally, final question, because it is a rainy Monday. Although it will clear and Tunes on the Dunes will be fine later today, just for everybody to, it's raining. What's your favorite thing to do on a rainy day in Westerly?
With Braden or without Braden?
Ooh, both.
With Braden, maybe go bowling, see a movie at the United. Uh, Sounds good for those. Go to the library,
Library's a big one. Yeah. Yep. Bowling. Love
um,
it.
or the new bookstore. And then by myself, probably just go find somewhere to eat and be cozy. Find a cozy spot to hang out, get a coffee, eat some food.
What's a go-to cozy spot?
Hmm. Java,
Yep.
always very cozy. Um,
See,
yeah.
by the way, I just got to say, like, we're not playing favorites. She said that she loves to go to Fresh Cup and Java in this, right?
Oh, I like all the
Uh,
coffee
It's like
places. I don't like
there's no competition. Like,
for a quick
support all the
quick
businesses.
a quick coffee that I don't want to do a drive through. I Fresh cup is always very fast for me. And plus I don't get a fancy drink. I get like a black coffee.
Yep.
So it's like I don't really wait too long. Java I have to be a little in a social mood just because of the nature of the place. I have to be in a but if I'm trying to like just like grab my coffee, not talk to anybody and just dip,
I tell you
you
what,
know.
uh in the past year since we really started going gung ho with Westerly on 321, I can't go into Java anymore without like 5 people talking to me. It's during the sports seasons
Wow.
especially. Like that
Too popular,
never
Ben.
stop it. That never happened before, but like people are like, "Hey, so this sports game like just it's Java's definitely a go-to for the parents of the kids in Westerly
I
High
mean,
School."
the sports are such a great thing. And like, I hear people talking about it all the time. Like, just, I'll like literally be in public somewhere and people are talking about like that they get to watch the sports and stuff. We literally, I had a small fire at the house and had to have the entire the entire fire department show up. And like three of them were like, oh, I just left the sports game down the road. And I was like, oh, if you were hoping to live stream it, I'm so sorry because you're here, we have no power right now, and we're responsible for that. So apologies.
Yep.
Like, oh, we're running all of that upstairs. Sorry,
Yep.
not me. I don't have anything to do with it.
No,
But
but
it's so funny because it's like it really that is it seems like is one of the most appreciated things that you guys do because I think it's really important for people to be able to see their children, grandchildren, family members, friends that they can't physically attend a game.
yeah, absolutely. I one of my favorite things about sports, about the sports that we've done so far, is how much Dave loves it.
He really does. It's like
To
his favorite
find
thing to do.
something work related for that guy to get really excited about
It's true.
is just because he's such an artist. But to find something work related for him to get excited about, but he like the weeks that we've had downtime from sports, he's like, I'm
He's
jonesing to
missing
get
it.
back into it, you know?
Yeah.
And like the summer, like you can tell that he's really missing the sports right now.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun to produce and a lot and like get into and on like there were times last fall where like I was at a wedding or I was away doing something and like I'm not always and this is another thing like uh I get to be the face of a lot of this stuff. I don't do everything. Like all of those sports games, Dave is 100% the person producing it behind the scenes. Like there are countless, like there were more sports games this spring than there weren't that I wasn't there at all. I was off doing something else. I was like, but he's the person that's actually there doing every single bit of it. And he loves it so much. And yeah, like the way that he got into it and like was like there were players that he was rooting for and there were like it's infectious the love of high school sports and it comes down to how much the players love doing it. Like, it's a lot of fun to watch. Actually, the one game this spring that you guys went away for, um, Braden was with me. I don't even know if you remember this. I don't know where you were, honestly, but you and Dave had to go somewhere, and Braden was with me, and Braden produced a lacrosse game by himself. He's been training for it for 5 years, and he produced a lacrosse game by himself, and then not by him. I was
Meanwhile,
next.
I'm like, I refuse to learn.
Yeah, Allie refuses to learn. Braden was like, I get to keep the score, and I get to run the scoreboard, and I get to choose which shot we go to, and
So
like
you do not want me running any sports games, trust me.
like so he loved it, and like at the beginning of it, I was sitting right next to him telling him which buttons to press and whatever. And by the end of it, like I was across the room on the couch working on something else, and he was like, "They scored again." And I'm like, "Oh, good buddy, good." Which is just hilarious to me. And it started when he was like 4 years old trying to do church services. The simple ones. But anyway, final question for you for real. How much do you miss me?
I miss you so much.
Oh, come on. Try to be a little bit.
I don't do weird questions, dude. It's very, I
Oh,
think that
it was weird. So we saw each other every day for 8 years, and it was weird on Saturday when you dropped Braden off, and he's trying to rush you out the door to leave, and you're like, "No, I got to tell Ben like this story," and I was like, "I haven't seen her in a month." That was weird to realize that I haven't seen you in a month.
just quick like drop offs and stuff. But I mean, this month specifically was
It was
ridiculously
you,
busy
yeah,
for me. So like,
absolutely.
but I was, yeah, I mean, definitely a lot different to not have that natural interaction every day. But
Yeah, it's nice. I love it. I'm so sick
good
of you.
stuff though.
Where can people find you and learn more about your photography and book you? And how is August looking? Do you have space if somebody wants a family photo
I
shoot?
do
Maybe if
actually.
people are here for the summer, or they have family coming in and visiting for the summer, and they want to book a quick photo shoot in August.
Yeah,
Where
I
can people
do.
find you? How can people reach out?
My website is alliewoodard.com. There's a get in touch form there. You can just fill it out, send it through, and then we're connected. Or at Allie Woodard Photo on Instagram and Allie Woodard Photo on Facebook. And that's me.
Awesome. Um, well, thank you, Allie. And then finally, the thing that I ask literally every single guest all the time: what's your favorite thing about me?
You know,
I've never asked a guest that ever.
too many things to say, Ben.
I love you so much. I'm so there is no one on earth that I am prouder to know and call a friend. You are one of the hardest working people that I've ever met. You are an incredible mother. You have the patience of a saint, and I have said this before, but it always bears repeating. None of this that everybody sees every day would have ever been possible without Allie. When I was fortunate enough to be living with my two best friends, and one rambunctious 5-year-old, when the world shut down and my world fell apart and both of my parents died suddenly, within a couple months of each other, and all of the whole world came crashing down. I would not be here without Allie. Um, she is my best friend. She's the little sister I always wanted. Um, in the beginning days of the pandemic. She was the person that went out to the grocery store and kept all of us safe and did all of that stuff for us. She left her full-time job in 2020 to put her life on hold to make sure that her son was okay and that her family was okay. She deserves every good thing that could possibly come her way in this world. Um, just a true, just the heart of a lion, and the like. Um, I can't say enough good things about her. To know Allie is to love her, and you can tell that from the comments that we had earlier in the stream, and just we have been friends for, I don't know,
Oh God,
it's getting close to 20 years, and
it's a lot.
um, for so many years, uh, we looked at we spent so many years trying to encourage Allie to find stuff that she was passionate about and to do it because we knew that she had all of the potential in the world to do whatever it was. Um, we saw how much she loved taking photos and how much she had an eye for it. And we wanted to encourage her to do that. This was, 8 years ago. Um, and literally, Dave and I had an extra camera and we said, go take this and do this. And that's something that we had been doing for 10 years, film and at that time, nearly 10 years ago. And how great of a work ethic she has. Within a month of having a real professional camera in her hand, she knew more about it than we did in the 10 years of doing business. Um, she is a pro's pro. She is uh, passionate and dedicated, and she is there to make the best out of the session for whoever she is working with, because she wants you to have a really comfortable environment and to enjoy it. Like she said earlier in the podcast, um, if you're not enjoying your family photos, if you're not enjoying your wedding or your engagement photos or whatever it may be, or a baby's cake smash or something, like if you're not enjoying it, if you're not enjoying the process, then you're not going to want to look back on the pictures. And so she really goes above and beyond to try to make the whole situation as enjoyable and as perfect as it can be for everyone. And that's why so many people love her, and that's why so many people that I've never met, I don't know who they are, but every time I see a post on Facebook that says searching for a photographer and I go to tag Allie, 5 or 6 people have already done it who I've never met before and don't know who they are, but they know her, and they know her because of her passion and her love for this and her skill set. And so she's the best. Literally, you can't have a better friend and you can't have a better photographer than Allie Woodard. So, Allie, I love you. Thank
I
you.
love you. I came on your show. Can you believe it?
I can. Well, you did the lunch bunch a while ago, so
That's true.
I figured you would do
Yeah.
this. And you're gonna go do a review of River Bar for us
Yeah,
at
yeah.
some
I
point
gotta.
soon.
Oh yeah, gotta schedule that.
So I'm excited for that, and we got some other stuff going up later this week. We're gonna be doing some things and taking some photos and stuff together. So I'm excited to get to see you a little bit more this month, and I'm so happy that you had such a invigorating and rejuvenating July. And I'm excited. So thank you, Allie.
Me
Anything
too.
you want to say before you
Thank
go?
you. No, I love you, and thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks,
And all the
guys.
nice things you said. Good God.
For more information on what's going on in Westerly, check out 3. And also I put all of Allie's info there, but it's just Allie Woodard photo everywhere.
I can't hear anything. Something happened.
Allie?
Bye for now. Something happened I couldn't hear.
Oh my God. All right. Bye for now.
Hi, this is Dan from Lathrop Insurance. In this challenging insurance environment, Lathrop Insurance can be your beacon in the storm to help you find the coverage you need at the right price. Now, more than ever, you need a partner in the insurance industry that can work with multiple carriers to make sure you have the right coverage at the right price. Lathrop Insurance carries home, auto, and business insurance and can be reached at 401-596-2525. We've been supporting the local community since 1939, and we look forward to working with you.
Hot summers and cold winters can be unbearable, but D&V Mechanical has the solution for you. As a Mitsubishi Diamond dealer, we provide energy-efficient and personalized comfort solutions for your home. Our experienced technicians will install your new system quickly and efficiently, ensuring your complete satisfaction. Don't suffer through another season of discomfort. Contact D&V Mechanical today for a personalized ductless mini-split installation that fits your lifestyle. D&V Mechanical, your comfort is our top priority.
Are you looking for a fresh cut in Westerly? Step into Rio's Barber Shop in Granite Plaza. Whether it's a classic trim or a trendy new look, we've got you covered. Experience the perfect cut for every age and style in a friendly and relaxed atmosphere. At Rio's, it's not just a haircut, it's an experience. Visit Rio's Barber Shop in the Granite Plaza in Westerly or give us a call to schedule your appointment at 401-315-2208. Your style, our craft, Rio's Barber Shop.
I am Jim Howe. My practice is focused on representing people injured in car accidents, representing people injured in premises liability, represent people in all walks of life. I say all the time that I represent the underdog, and by the underdog I mean the person who is injured and is facing lawyers that are hired by insurance companies. If you unfortunately find yourself injured in an automobile collision or in any other circumstance where insurance may come into play, think of giving me a call.
Experience local excellence with Roof Right Roofing in Charlestown, Rhode Island. With over 40 years of unmatched expertise, Roof Right specializes in architectural shingles and holds the prestigious title of GAF Master Elite Installers. Known for their commitment to the community and support for local initiatives, Roof Right is your trusted partner for all of your home's roofing needs. Call today for a free estimate at 401-212-4140.
Ever thought about leveling up your fitness game in a fun and meaningful way? Kiefer's Martial Arts on Granite Street has everything you're looking for. Kickboxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and of course, adult karate. It's not just about getting fit, it's about building your self-confidence, discipline, and that unstoppable feeling you get from all your hard work. Stop into Kiefer's Martial Arts today to sign up.
What's going on, Westerly? It's Patrick down here at the Wireless Zone at Dunn's Corners, Verizon authorized retailer. And right now is the best time to come on in and get a brand new phone. We are offering our hottest new 5G phones, the iPhone 15, the S24 Pixel 8 for free with a trade-in. And the best part is 5G is finally coming down here to Westerly and the surrounding areas. So make sure you're on the best network and get it for free when you're on the right plan. Come see us at 224 Post Road.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you with your money? Hi, I'm Chris Medeiros from Park Row Wealth Advisors, aka the Tattooed Advisor. I help small business owners maximize their cash flow and keep more of their own money, as well as helping families plan for their financial future. Don't waste another day worrying about your money. Give me a call today.